Alright, back again, and finally got a bit of fucking shop time at Lloyd's, and tonight we are continuing on with the brakes. Last episode, basically I'd done all the calipers, got them all powder coated, fucking sandblasted and sprayed them all, picked up the rotors, the lines, rebuild kit, and then Lloyd was going to get all the hub adapters and everything sorted in the meantime. So yeah, finally here. Let's have a quick look and see what we got. So, rotors supplied by Petters, thank you very much. All new braided lines, designed for VYSS brakes, which we're putting on. The calipers to the VN kit, so we had to get them custom made. And then before, you've all seen all the calipers, which have all been sprayed and ready to go. So yeah, we're going to put them all together and slap them on the car. That's them. That's the VY to VN hub adapter kit right there. Pretty good. And the other side done as well. Bearings have been packed, which is about one of the only things I could probably get done here. Nice and greased up, good. And then onto the rears next. Always a few nice cars here at Lloyd's.
Suck a rotor on.
Yeah, let's
so
go.
Hubs are on. Time for our VT to VY style rotor. Just like that. Perfect.
Nice.
Sorted.
Well, we had a win, we had a lose. Not too bad, I suppose. But you know, the thing is, when you're trying to fit newer parts onto older cars, you're always going to have a little bit of a sort of teething space, breathing. I don't know how you want to say it, but basically, it didn't work. All right, so the fronts went on. The fronts went on great. The fronts look fucking awesome, which I guess is where 70% of my stopping power is. Let's just have a quick look. So, yeah, obviously, as you can see, that went on really nice. Calipers look lovely. Rotors are good. Braided lines. Braided lines come up really nice. Couldn't button them all off because we needed, for some reason, the guys at Brake and Clutch didn't give me the copper washers for them, so I can't fit them off completely. And the issue is that the VY rears don't work. So for starters, this should be threaded. It's not threaded, and it's my spacing is completely wrong. So I'll give you a quick bit of a look and see if we can show you what I mean. Basically, these two holes here have to line up, and unfortunately they don't. So hopefully I can do this with one hand. But realistically, guys, I'll just show you basically from the wrong side. But see, what holes there? They don't work. So I spent a bit of time doing sandblasting and painting for some calipers that I can't actually use. So if anyone's looking for a set of VY refurbed rear calipers, you know where to look. And the second thing is that the rotors, the Petters rotors that I had, they don't fit as well. So the circumference on the VY rotors are too big. So the VN rotors are what we're going to have to go with. So I'll have to source a new set of rotors as well for these. Luckily, I'm pretty sure that the rear brake lines are going to work That sounds a bit better. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, so what's going to happen next is I'm going to go into crash action plan and take the VN calipers that I have still. I'm going to give them a clean and a spray, get them to look like that. Pick up some new rotors, and then we should be back on track, and let's hope that I can get that done this weekend, because we're pretty much down to the wire now in regards to dates. I mean, I've got brakes, drop box, rear tank, fuel, everything has to go in basically in the next 2 weeks. Whole motor, everything installed in this VN, and then the day it comes out of here, the auto elect's on it, and the day it finishes there, I'm going to put the interior in. As soon as the interior's in, then it's straight to pedals to get tuned. So the other day I was doing the calipers obviously, and you know, we got to the point where the VY SS rears weren't working, you know, and oh, check this out, this is fucking cool. This is the beauties of living up in the hills. Got a wave, give us a wave. Beauty. All right. There's my shed. It's a pretty crappy little shed, to be honest. Probably could be a little bit cleaner, but hey, who's the cleanest person out there? So anyway, I'll crack on with what I was going to say. Let me just pop that up there. I reckon that shouldn't be too bad. So the other day I was working on the VN calipers, or the VY calipers that I was going to put on the VN, but unfortunately, as you saw, that the holes weren't lining up and the rotors weren't right. So I the next day got on the phone with Petters and organised a new set of rotors, and I've just decided that I'm going to run with the stock VN rear calipers and then a different rotor. It shouldn't be too much of an issue. It saves me having to, you know, find a whole conversion kit, and it keeps the project on the track. As most of you already know, you know, 70% of your braking power comes from the front end. So we'll change, you know, the front setup, which you've already seen, and it'll switch out the master and the brake booster to a VT setup, which should, you know, pull it up pretty quick. So I have to strip down these and get them ready for a lick of paint. You know, whether I have the chance to really get down and actually powder to sandblast these, which I probably will, to be honest, because, you know, it's all there. The sandblaster's there. So I mean, I may as well, for 2 calipers, spend, you know, the 10 minutes it takes to sandblast them and do them properly, which is okay. So, you know, why not? So yeah, I'm just going to strip down these guys here, give them a clean, get them ready for sandblasting, which, you know, when you think about it, you don't really have to give them a clean, do you? But, you know, I may as well strip them down with a here and check the rubbers and, you know, see how good it all is. Those pads actually look pretty healthy. Might just keep them aside there and you keep using them. He's not too bad. Pretty greasy. Oh, greasy. Hey bud, how are you?
I saw the train.
You saw the train, did you?
No, I'm gone. Little one.
Yeah.
I saw the big one too.
Did you?
Yes, I not saw the little one.
Alright.
Six.
Okay, you go down to see mummy, alright?
Alright.
Good girl.
I do not tips.
Okay. Well, that's what happens when you're working at home, so give these a clean up. And I think one of the biggest things I've found, especially with, you know, when you're doing these, those rubbers look pretty shitty, to be honest. They're I don't know if you can see that, but they're pretty cracked and they're not really that soft. They might clean up well in the sandblaster, but I'm not entirely sure. But one of the biggest things that you'll want to do if you're going to clean these up is actually give them a full run through with the air compressor. Get all of the brake fluid out of there. So if you get all the brake fluid out, when you actually spray them, it's not going to run over the top of your freshly painted caliper paint and ruin it all completely, which is, I've learnt that lesson the hard way, and I'm sure most of you guys have. So yeah, it doesn't take long to strip down your calipers, guys. It's just a couple of bolts, take them off. I think it's a 19 mil spanner and a 15 mil socket, and they come apart pretty easy. Once you've got them down to that stage there, like I showed you in other videos, you can take the rubbers off. They come off super easy, or you can leave them on and just plug them up, tape them up, so when you put them in the sandblaster, you can actually clean all these guys up and make them look pretty good. I have rebuild kits for these anyway, so I'll probably end up just rebuilding and changing all the rubbers out so they're all Mickey Mouse, good to go. Honestly, to do sandblast these is probably 5 minutes, and to respray them another 15-20 minutes, and you know, they're good to go. But I'll leave these sit up and drain out just so they're not going to leak all over me. So I'll just strip this next one. I've just been putting it in a vise because I'm by myself and it's just easier that way. Just chuck them in a vise like that. You strip down your rubber, you've got a little bolt here, and then obviously where you put your socket on top that you can bite it, and just once you break that Loctite that's on there, it should just pop right off. All right, once again, take bolts. Remember when you're putting them back together, guys, as well, these need Loctite. All right, so make sure you put Loctite on those when you put these two particular ones back together. All right, let's go. Once you loosen this up, it should just separate off. All right, and then you'll get your brake pads come straight out. All right. And just when you want to check your rubbers and see how healthy they are, which, you know, these things haven't come off the car in a long time, and these rubbers look pretty worn. So I'll actually use the sandblaster and clean these up, and if they're still pretty soft, they'll be all right. If they're as shit as what I reckon they are, I'll change them out. But yeah, nice and easy. Back support there. You've got obviously these guys that'll come out. Alright, and then you know you'll check all your rubbers and give it all some degreaser, and well, in here is obviously it's all going to be greased. So when you put these back on, it's best to give them a nice clean and then obviously re-grease them when they go back in there so they're all nice and lubed up. Good to go. All right, that's it. Nice and simple. Strip down the VNs now. These are the VN stock calipers. I'll clean them up. And yeah, I'm not going to bother going through the whole sandblasting video again of them and spraying again. I've probably already done that to death now. So I'll just, next time I click my fingers, mate, they'll be red like the fronts, and should have rebuilt rubber kits on them. I'll have the new rotors that all suit VN, and yeah, I'll flip the coin because you know, I got the braided brake lines from VN body to VY calipers, so I'm really hoping that the caliper, like it fits basically the VY end that I've got it to fit the VN caliper. I dummy fitted it the other night and it looks like it'll work, so hopefully fingers crossed I don't have to get another couple of braided lines. Yeah, one braided line that I did order as well was the the chassis to diff line. That was you know, so I ordered four braided lines, but I didn't get that fifth line, which I think a lot of people probably forget about, which is the chassis to diff line. So I have ordered that as well, and I can pick that up soon. So yeah, hopefully next time, yeah, hopefully next scene I should be putting these bad boys on the or actually showing you what they came up like, and then putting them on the VN, and that should be it for the brakes. Thanks. So that is it. The rear brakes are done after a bit of fucking around. Probably shouldn't swear, I'll start again. A bit of messing around, I should say, in the last, obviously the last clip for you, but the last couple of days for me. The rear VNs didn't work, and so the rear rotors didn't fit, but we've done a bit of tweaking. I went and got the rears, like I've said in the last clip. So I'm not going to waste much of your time because the video is probably long enough for a 4.5 halfway double brake episode. So yeah, there we go. That's so I couldn't find the DBAs to suit the fronts, so I just had to settle with a shitty set of Repcos. They'll do the job for now, and over time I'll just see if I want to change them, but I'm sure no one's going to notice. But yeah, that's it. I took out the rear VNs, I powder coated them today. I could not find VHT red anywhere, so I had to use like a duplex caliper paint. Braided lines all knocked up nicely, and I'm not sure if I showed it, but the rear diff to chassis braided line, I picked that up today as well, so that fit nicely. And we'll just come across to the other side. Done. Sick. All buttoned up, ready to go. Obviously I'm not going to get a super amount of braking from the rear, but the fact is that they're all done. They're not going to like, I guess for me it's more than aesthetics, you know what I mean? The front end's going to pull up where it needs to pull up, you know, but I just realistically want it to look the same and look good. Put those wheels on there, and then I got both calipers all done. You know, when we couldn't fit those VYs the other day, you know, I went home and I thought about it. I'm like, you know what, it's not the end of the world. So we made it happen. I made it happen. Fitted them off tonight. And then, yeah, tomorrow night, hopefully the engine arrives and we'll crack on with the next episode. So, yeah, thanks for your time, and we'll see you on the next one round.